mostly all the women that come to our site, pretty much what they ask me is, am I going to find somebody nice, sincere, who wants a serious relationship? Because that's what I'm looking for, you know?
So they're worried about the man being serious. Okay, guys, we are joined here with Gustavo from our Costa Rica office. Gustavo, thank you so much for being here today.
Okay, you're welcome, my pleasure.
All right. So, you know, it's great, guys. We have such a network of matchmakers out there around the world. And from time to time, they actually come here to the Phoenix office for meetings and whatnot. And we have Gustavo here for a few days. And so I thought it'd be a great idea to do a little video and let you guys meet Gustavo if you've never been to Costa Rica and get a sense of what Costa Rica is like and what we can do for you there. And there's no better person to illustrate that other than Gustavo, who's been at this now for how many years? 20 what?
About 21 years already.
21 years. Okay, so Gustavo's been with us for a long time, and you've had many marriages under your belt, right? You've helped many men and women come together and form great relationships, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
That's something that we have been doing over the past 21 years that we have been doing business in Costa Rica.
So Gustavo, you've been with us for a long time. You actually started with us in Colombia, and so you know about the women in Colombia. And then many years ago, you had moved over to Costa Rica, and we formed the office there, and you've been working with us ever since in Costa Rica. Why do women in Costa Rica join a foreign affair? What's their purpose? What's the reason why you think these women are looking for a match outside of the country?
Well, the reason is very simple. They have had quite a lot of not successful stories with local men. So they are not interested in meeting any guy who is local from Costa Rica. Locally, we are in Costa Rica, and then they come to us in order to meet somebody nice, sincere from another country who wants a serious relationship. So that's pretty much the main reason why they come to our agency.
Okay, so they're having difficulties finding men who can provide them with what they're looking for, right?
Absolutely.
And what are they looking for? What do you really think the women are looking for that they're finding it so difficult to find with the men in Costa Rica?
Okay, well, they are looking for somebody who wants to settle down, who wants a long and serious relationship. So they want to get married, okay? That's pretty much the reason why they come to us.
And that's difficult to find for a woman in Costa Rica right now?
Yeah, well, the situation is that local men are not interested in that. Okay. So they just would be interested in meeting somebody from another country. They don't really care about the age. Somebody who wants to settle down with a very nice woman.
So they are open to somewhat of an age difference, say a 15, even 20-year age difference?
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem at all.
Okay. Do most of the women, do you think, when you say about they want to have a family, does that include a child? Do most of the women want to have children still, do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There are some who do not have any kids, and then they would like to meet somebody who is serious about having a relationship, get married, and have kids. However, there are some ladies who have children already.
Okay. And a lot of times I get asked when guys call up and they're asking all kinds of questions about how the service works, and they're asking all these questions about the women. And one of the questions I always get is, are the women serious? And are they willing to leave their country and move to a foreign land with someone, right? But the serious thing I always get that, well, are they serious? Are they just playing games? So what do you think about that? Are the majority of the women that join the service, in your experience, serious about trying to find someone special?
Well, based on that, mostly all the women that come to our site, pretty much what they ask me is, am I going to find somebody nice, sincere, who wants a serious relationship? Because that's what I'm looking for,
So they're worried about the man being serious.
Yes, absolutely, because like I said, they have had quite a lot of issues about guys who are not that serious. And then my answer to them is yes, absolutely. These guys, they are completely alone, and then they want to meet somebody, a nice Latina woman, to have a serious relationship. Okay. So that's pretty much what they are looking for.
So let's say they find it. They find the wonderful, perfect man, but he lives in Canada, or he lives in Timbuktu, or wherever the heck he lives, right? Mm-hmm. United States, Germany, pick a country. Is she really going to be ready to move, to leave her friends, her family, her life, everything she's known, to go move to this other country with this guy?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. In regards to that, let me tell you, ladies in Costa Rica are very happy living in Costa Rica, you know? So if they find somebody and that person cannot go and live in Costa Rica because that's what they really would like at the end.
They'd rather stay in Costa Rica.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
these women are not joining the service as a ways of an escape, of trying to escape some terrible living conditions or something like that, just to find a way out. They're actually just looking for that right relationship, right?
Yes, absolutely. In Costa Rica, it's quite different compared to some other countries. People live happy in Costa Rica, so they don't have that like a special interest in finding somebody from another country and then move to that country and forget about that person. No. I mean, these ladies, if they find somebody, they really would like to have this person move in Costa Rica. That is not possible for some reason. But something that they have done is like some sort of agreement with that person. Hey, I go and live in your country, I don't have any problem by being relocated into another country, but from time to time, I would like to come back to Costa Rica to spend some time with my family members. Okay. So doing it that way, like some sort of agreement between the two of them, then the lady would be just willing to go. It could be the US or Canada or any other country, but I mean, maybe visiting her family back in Costa Rica 1 or 2 times a year. So
that's interesting. I was just at an event a couple weeks ago, and I met this couple, and he was probably 15 or 20 years older than the woman. The woman was originally from Colombia, but they had married and they moved to Costa Rica. She just wanted to live in Costa Rica as opposed to Colombia. And they've lived together in Costa Rica for over 20 years. And so he actually, U.S. citizen, but moved and lived with her in Costa Rica. And she said, I really like Costa Rica. I didn't really want to leave, and I loved it. Now they've decided, for whatever reasons, to move back to the U.S. So now they're living in like Wyoming. Okay. Out in the middle of nowhere. And she likes it. I said, well, it's such a difference with the snow and everything. You're from Costa Rica. No, I like it. It's different. So, she was happy, but she was very happy living in Costa Rica for all those years with this American man who they had met. They didn't meet through us. This was just someone I had met at like a social gathering. But I just found the dynamics of the relationship very interesting. So we deal with this stuff all the time.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you're right that if it's in the right case, the women are willing to relocate and move if it's the right man. But it has to be the right man, and that's what they're looking for. It's not for some other reason that they're trying to move. Some guys think that, oh my gosh, she's just trying to get a ticket out of there or this or that, but I don't think that's the case there.
People live happy in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not any special need of just leaving the country to get away from, no.
Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Interested? Learn more at
foreignlovemates.com.